Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Texan News Scoop, your week in review of this week's top stories from the campus, region, and beyond. Today is October 9th, 2015, and I'm your host, Katy Tonkin. This week's top stories are Tarleton Food Pantry, new position at Erath County Jail, Houston Astros victory, 6 injured in an electrical explosion, and FIFA leader prospects in trouble. In campus news, you may have seen or heard about one of the new things Tarleton has implemented this semester, the Tarleton Food Pantry. The actual planning for the pantry has been ongoing for over a year. Students on campus have been in need of food or hungry and were having to turn to faculty and staff or other organizations to provide them with food. But now with the Tarleton Food Pantry, students who are in need of food can come get what they need. Here's an interview with social work faculty, Misty Smith.
The planning for it has been actually ongoing for over a year. So basically, we kind of discovered that multiple areas on campus had been feeding students out of their cabinets, out of the goodness of their heart. So there were faculty members doing this, the Office of Diversity was doing this. They would have particular students that they had, built a relationship with, that they would have come by and eventually disclosed that they were in need of food or hungry. And so those faculty members or staff members were basically out of the goodness of their heart purchasing some food items, and so they were providing those. And so we found out that that was a phenomenon happening around campus. And so I got involved when this kind of communication started happening with Dr. Laura Helvey Mason, who's Office of Diversity and Inclusion's director. And basically I went through a grantsmanship program which is offered to faculty members who want to pursue grant funding opportunities. And I chose this as kind of my project idea. We all have to pick an idea to kind of pursue for a grant. So that's what I did. I picked the Food Pantry Initiative. And so did some research and found that this is really a national issue around college campuses. And there's not a lot of good data, research data, from a scholarly perspective on it. And so that's kind of why I pursued that through the grants. And then along the way, we found out that the Office of Student Life also kind of had ideas of this also. So then it became a merged effort between the academic affairs side of the university as well as student life. And so we've had a lot of great support from all of administration over those areas to roll this out. And so we program which is offered to faculty members who want to pursue grant funding opportunities. And I chose this as kind of my project idea. We all have to pick an idea to kind of pursue for a grant. So that's what I did. I picked the Food Pantry Initiative. And so did some research and found that this is really a national issue around college campuses. And there's not a lot of good data, research data, from a scholarly perspective on it. And so that's kind of why I pursued that through the grants. And then along the way, we found out that the Office of Student Life also kind of had ideas of this also. So then it became a merged effort between the academic affairs side of the university as well as student life. And so we've had a lot of great support from all of administration over those areas to roll this out. And so we decided to pilot it, roll it out. So it's still kind of in its infancy stages.
Right.
This semester we're looking at times, what times are most used by students. Do we need to alter those hours in the future? What's the feedback we're getting from students on food items, that type of thing. So it's kind of an evolving process,
right.
but we're just kind of playing it by ear right now and gathering the information that we can, and so we can hopefully continue to improve it.
Right. So you said it's a national issue among different campuses. Is there any more food pantries that you know of that are at different universities?
There are food pantries. Like I said, there's not a lot of research data.
Okay.
They know the issue exists, but it looks like instead of necessarily researching it, what they've done is they've tried to just implement an intervention, and the intervention has been a food pantry. So UNT, University of North Texas, we contacted them a lot, during this process, as well as our home system university, Texas A&M, has a food pantry as well. So I mean, they're coming up more regularly across the country. I know University of Texas Arlington is piloting one now as well. So yes, it's becoming a phenomenon across college campuses.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit how it works? Like, how do they just come and
Sure.
provide food? Or?
Yes, I mean, it is open to any student, any staff member, any faculty member that needs food. And there's not a lot of information that we ask of them when they come to get food. We simply ask for their university ID number. We ask what kind of need it is. Is it a short-term need? Is it a long-term need? Or is it just a between meals kind of need? And then we ask, but we're just kind of playing it by ear right now and gathering the information that we can, and so we can hopefully continue to improve it.
And now for this week's scoop. I sat down with co-vice presidents of Activities and Traditions, Emily Cowart and Raymond Jones, to discuss this year's homecoming. I'm here with Emily Cowart and Raymond Jones. They are both co-VPs of Activities, Spirit, and Tradition, and we're going to talk about homecoming this year. So how are y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so does the homecoming committee have anything new in mind for this year?
For the parade, we want to have the parade to be as to not have a bad homecoming like.
We don't want it to. Usually in the past, it hasn't been as big of a success. So this year, we really want to encourage all the students to sign up, all the organizations, and we want to make it as successful as possible.
Right. The floats to look nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the parade's supposed specifically for the alumni, and so whenever you have alumni come back for homecoming, and you have bad floats, they feel like we're kind of trampling on their. We're not really respecting the alumni.
Okay.
So we're definitely trying to push the parade to be as nice as possible. I mean, we can work backwards. The bonfire is going to be as big an event as always. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We're going to
Flowers have been doing a good job on the bonfire.
Mr. and Mrs. TSU is going to be giving their cape at Yale contest.
That is a
That's
new thing. Yes,
So-
Dr. Bourne will be presenting Mr. and Mrs. TSU with capes at the
Bonfire. No, at Yale contest.
At Yale contest, right before Yale contest
Right.
starts, is when they'll be presented their capes, and it's something new that we're doing this year to kind of honor Mr. and Miss TSU.
Yeah. And they'll have their own car in the parade.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
that is awesome. That is awesome. I think they will love that. So what can freshmen expect?
They can expect to be really tired this week. There's a lot going on. They'll learn a lot about Tarleton traditions, what it means to be a Texan, and just to have as much school spirit as possible.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys told me a little bit about the smokestack, is the new rules. Can you go into detail a little bit about that?
The smokestack, the new rules, it's 100% dry event, so anybody that's going to be drinking alcohol there will be kicked out by the police. It's there to be, we're there to have fun, but do it sober, and because people get rowdy when there's alcohol. We're going to be having the cookout contest, which is
The Greek Life is hosting a barbecue cook-off right before. It'll start at 2. It's $5 and you get 4 meal tickets, and you can go around and use your meal tickets at wherever. And then after that, Davis Danziger will be playing, and then Kimberly Kelly, and then we'll light the smokestack, and then Brandon Ryder will play.
Oh, awesome. That sounds like a party.
It is going to be a party. Everyone should come.
Okay, so what is this year's theme?
This year's theme is Ever Forward, Ever Onward, from the fight song.
Right. So again, homecoming is all about the alumni. So it's alumni coming home, homecoming. And so the homecoming committee got together and they wanted to do a theme that showed the progress of where Tarleton is now as opposed to where it was in the past. So we have the alumni island with the John Tarleton statue. We've got the new humanities building and all the new buildings and infrastructure that's going on around campus. We want to say we're still going ever forward, ever onward.
Okay, so I guess that's where it came from then.
Yes, and
That was
then
going to be my next question.
so the alumni will get to come back and kind of just experience Tarleton again.
Awesome. And y'all had also told me there was a new order of events in the week.
Yes, this year Midnight Madness falls during homecoming week, so Yale contest is on Tuesday. So it'll be at 9, right after Purple Out Picnic. The doors will open to the public at 8:30, so we'll be opening those at 8:30. And then Midnight Madness will be on Wednesday when Yale contest typically is, but and also because Midnight Madness was on Wednesday and Yale contest got moved, we'll be beating the drum for an additional 24 hours this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got to find a lot more organizations to fill those slots.
Well, there's plenty on Tarleton's campus.
There are
I'm sure-
plenty.
I'm sure you'll find some.
Yes.
Well, that is all the questions I have for y'all today. Is there anything else y'all would like to say or comment on?
Everyone go out and enjoy homecoming and attend all the events and bleed purple.
All right, thank you guys for coming in.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Thank you.
In local news, according to the Stephenville Empire Tribune, 2 weeks ago, Kenny Phillips started his new position at the Erath County Jail as jail administrator. He says his goal is to promote a positive atmosphere for employees and inmates. He was moved from sergeant to transportation officer to his now current position. Phillips says, "We're a county jail, we're not a prison. There are actually innocent people that are brought to jail. Not many, but a few." As administrator, Phillips sees all the day-to-day operations at the jail and making sure to keep everything up to standard for evaluations. In regional news, according to the Associated Press, the Houston Astros beat the Kansas City Royals in their own game Thursday night. They relied on sharp pitching and a singy defense for a 5-2 victory in the opener of their AL Division Series. Colin McHugh allowed 4 hits while pitching around a 49-minute rain delay. McHugh lasted 6 innings before turning the game over to his bullpen. Game 2 is tonight with the Astros facing the Kansas City Royals again. In national news, according to the Associated Press, 6 workers were injured in an explosion at a hydroelectric dam on Thursday on Washington's Columbia River. But this did not compromise the dam's structure, officials said. Officials also said the blast caused some electrical and power cell phone outages. They have found no connection to terrorism or criminal activity related to the explosion. The workers were injured at about 4:15 p.m. due to an electrical explosion. However, the dam is still intact and has not been compromised. Grant County Sheriff's Office spokesman Kyle Foreman said, "There's no reason for people living around the dam to be worried." In international news, according to the Associated Press, Sepp Blatter and Michael Platini have been suspended for 90 days, plunging soccer's governing body into deeper crisis. They were favored to take over as FIFA's next leader. Here's a video from the Associated Press.
FIFA, the body that oversees World Cup soccer, has been plunged deeper into crisis with the suspensions of several of its key figures. The organization's ethics committee has suspended FIFA president Sepp Blatter, plus Michel Platini, who had been favored to take over Blatter's position in an election early next year. The suspensions are for 90 days and come in the wake of a Swiss criminal investigation. Another presidential hopeful, Chung Mong-jun, has been suspended for 6 years in a separate case. And a fourth key figure, FIFA General Secretary Jerome Valcke, has been banned for 90 days. Issa Hayatou, the head of the African Soccer Confederation, will take over as acting president of FIFA. He has said he won't stand for president, but is committed to reforming FIFA and will cooperate fully with the investigation. Ned Barker, The Associated Press.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Texan News Scoop, a product of the Texan News Service at Tarleton State University in Stephenville, Texas. Today's show was produced by Alejandra Araguin and Denise Haroff. My name is Katy Tonkin, and you can follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook, and check out our website at www.texannews.net. Have a great weekend, Tarleton Texans.